In the meantime, Israel continues to pound the Iranian-backed group Hezbollah in Lebanon. Strikes overnight on the eastern and southern parts of the country left 14 dead and more than 24 hurt. And early this morning, an Israeli airstrike hit an apartment building in central Beirut. Israeli strikes have killed 570 people in Lebanon since the war spread there 9 days ago. Some 760,000 have been forced to leave their homes. Well, for the latest on the situation in Lebanon, let's go live now to Beirut with France 24's senior reporter Catherine Norris Trent. Catherine, you're on the scene of that early morning airstrike in Beirut. Tell us a bit more about what the situation's like there now.
Hello there, Gina. Yeah, I'm on the scene of a strike in the neighborhood of Aisha Bakar, which is not in the southern suburbs. Here we're in downtown Beirut. So this has caused a lot of shock this morning, this airstrike. Just before dawn, 3 missiles were told hit this building here, which is an apartment block, although we're not sure exactly who was being targeted in this raid at the moment. As you can see, the 7th and 8th floors, they're completely obliterated by the strikes before dawn. We're told that 2 of the missiles went off, the 3rd one didn't. But the blasts were clearly big. The damage in the street is pretty intensive. Several cars here have been blasted to pieces, and people have been busy clearing up the rubble. Now, we're told there were a number of fatalities in the strike, some people injured as well, elderly among them, and children as well, taken away to hospital. And then there's quite a few people coming down here to look at the damage, because this is, again, one of the rare strikes that's not been on the southern suburbs, but it's been in central Beirut. And actually, we're keeping the protective gear on at the moment because there's been quite a lot of debris and glass falling from the neighbouring buildings. It's a densely populated area near to a large shopping mall, and so there's a lot of shock on the streets today. Earlier, we managed to get some more information on the scene with the head of operations for Lebanon's civil defense. Take a listen.
At around 5:30, I think, there were bombardments. 3 missiles. 2 exploded, the other was intercepted by the army. And thank God it didn't explode. There were 3 deaths and 6 injuries. 20 injuries just from shattered glass. The first responders in our civil defense operations were here in under 2 minutes. First on foot and then by car. They took with them a 3-month-old baby, a 6-year-old girl, the elderly, the injured, who had broken bones.
So it seems this was a targeted strike, and people here telling us there was no warning before these missiles hit just before dawn. Meanwhile, the Israeli military has again issued evacuation orders for 2 neighborhoods in the southern suburbs of Beirut, and again ordered people to flee, suggesting that there are going to be renewed airstrikes on that zone, which has seen many already in the past 10 days.
Indeed, and we're talking about massive displacement here, Catherine. 760,000 people have been forced to move over the past week or so. Where are they going, and what's their situation now?
People are finding shelter wherever they can get it. The numbers are huge now. More than 250,000 people are displaced in Lebanon. That figure is probably likely to go up because the bombings in the south of the country are intensifying. We keep hearing about airstrikes and even ground fighting. We were in the city of Sidon, which is south of Beirut yesterday, sometimes known as the gateway to the south. And there you've had a flood of people coming in from towns and villages in southern Lebanon, south of the Litani River. Israel has ordered all of that area to be evacuated, and that's about 8% of Lebanon's territory. So many people coming in, people with families, again, elderly people who just grabbed a few belongings and ran as fast as they could. We were filming at one place which was a former orphanage building in Sidon. There were 800 people there, and more were arriving every day. The facility was so full that not everyone was able to sleep inside. Some people had to be putting up makeshift tents in the garden with using blankets and plastic sheeting. And the organisers who were getting organised to help the displaced people there said they only had enough food to do meal distributions once a day. So clearly the needs are huge in Lebanon, and that's something the government's calling for international help to try and address.